Good. Okay, so now that we have the correct problem written up here, yeah, it's not going to be so bad. Just follow along. If you have problems, though, as you're writing it down, if you have problems and you don't understand a step, just stop me and I'll go through it. But yeah, this is going to be a lot of steps. So I'm going to explain each step and I'm going to work through it. But just let me know if you want me to stop and re-explain where I got a number, okay? It's not a problem because I know there's going to be a lot of steps to follow along with this. I will do a little color coordination with up there so you can kind of follow along where our answers are. So since we're dividing a polynomial divided by a binomial, we're going to have to use our division algorithm, which we worked on over there. So I have 5y plus 5 divided by 10y to the 6th plus 5y to the 5th. Now, we look up here and we say, do we have y to the 4th? Is there a y to the 4th in the problem? Do you see a y to the 4th in the problem? No. So what we can do to give us a place value for that, I can add plus 0 y to the 4th. It's not necessary, but I believe when you're starting off, it's very, very helpful to put it in there. Well, what's 0 to y to the 4th? What's 0 times y to the 4th? 0, right? So it's not changing our answer, or it's not changing the problem at all, nor will it change the answer. It's just giving a place value when we do this problem to help you do it out. When you're starting out, I recommend you do it. Once you kind of get used to it, you don't have to continue adding it in there. So then I have plus 10y cubed. Then we don't have a y squared. So I'm going to do the same thing. Plus 0y squared minus 20y minus 15. Yes?
What do you put 10y after 10y? It's like I'm going to put 6 across.
Yeah, so it goes 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 15. Which one are you talking about? Yeah, do you want to make sure that both of them are in standard form? No. It's not by the leading. It's not by the leading coefficient. It's always by the degree, which is your exponents. Okay? You're always going to be dealing with the exponents. Yes? Sure. Okay. All right. So again, when dividing this, we only divide into our first term. So 5y divides into 10y6, 2y to the 5th. Right? Then when we multiply, we have to make sure, actually, I'm sorry, let's write that with the color code. So we'll have that as 2 y to the 5th. Okay? Then you have to make sure you multiply this by both terms. Therefore, you obtain 10y to the 6th. 2y to the 5th times 5 is going to be 10y to the 5th. Does everybody see what I did there? Okay. Now, remember, you subtract the whole row. So you multiplied this times both those terms, got that. Now you subtract the whole row. So 10y to the 6th minus 10y to the 6th is 0y to the 6th, which is 0. 5y to the 5th minus 10y to the 5th is negative 5y to the 5th. Fair enough? Yeah. Now we go back and we start again. 5y divides into negative 5y to the 5th, a negative 1y to the 4th. Right? Does anybody have any questions on how I do that, divide it in? Then, sorry, why am I doing the color code again? Negative 1y to the 4th. Now, we multiply them again. So negative y to the 4th times 5y to the 4th is going to be a negative 5y to the 5th. And negative 1y to the 4th times 5 is going to be a negative 5y to the 4th. Then, we subtract our rows. Negative 5y to the 5th minus a negative 5y to the 5th, double negative, makes it positive. Therefore, it becomes 0y to the 5th. Here, I don't have anything into the 4th power. That's why I wrote 0 times y to the 4th. So you guys had a place value. So you can bring it down. 0 minus a negative 5y to the fourth is a positive 5y to the fourth. Then we just go back through it again. 5y divides into 5y cubed plus 1 y to the third power. Then we multiply again by both terms. So y cubed times 5y cubed is going to give you 5y to the fourth. And y cubed times 5 is going to give you a positive 5y cubed. Does everybody follow me so far? OK, where did I lose you? Kind of good. We still have a lot more of this process to go. So then, once we have this, we subtract our rows. 5y to the fourth minus 5y to the fourth is 0y to the fourth. Sorry, I forgot to cancel that out. Which goes to 0. I don't have anything to subtract from 5y cubed, so I have to bring down my positive 10y cubed. 10y cubed minus 5y cubed is 5y cubed. Now, again, we apply our properties. 5y divides into 5y cubed. 5y, or 1y squared. Y squared times 5y is going to give you 5y cubed. Y squared times 5 is 5y squared. Then I bring down my 0 y squared. So we subtract our two rows now. 5y cubed minus 5y cubed is 0 y cubed. 0y squared minus 5y squared is going to be a negative 5y squared. 5y divides into negative 5y squared, negative 5y, or negative y times. Negative y times. Negative y times 5y is going to be a negative 5y squared. I'm going to get it. And then negative y times 5 is a negative 5y. So then, again, you subtract your rows. Negative 5y minus negative 5y is 0y squared, or 0y squared. I have nothing to subtract by negative 5y, so I bring down a negative 20y. So negative 20y minus a negative 5y that's going to be positive, so it's going to be a negative 15y. 5y divides into negative 15y. Negative 5y divides into negative 15y, negative 5 times. Is hurting your brain yet? Negative 5 times negative 5, I'm sorry, 3, right? Thank you. I'm losing it. So negative 3 times 5y is a negative 15y. And negative 3 times 5 is a negative 15. So I bring down the negative 15. Subtract my rows. So negative 15y minus 15y is 0y. And negative 15 minus a negative 15 is 0. So therefore, my final answer is 2y to the fifth minus y to the fourth plus y cubed plus y squared minus y minus 3 with 0 as a remainder. OK? There you go. Oh, yes. Yes. Because.
Great job.